next category I'm going to be doing is for eyes. Now, I have been doing a 1-year makeup palette challenge kind of thing that I've been doing since January of this year. So basically, if you're not familiar with any of those videos that I did, basically I chose 12 palettes that I would be using for the entire year, and each month would have one palette and I would use just that palette for the month, and then at the end of the month I would decide, do I want to keep this palette or do I want to declutter it? So I've been kind of limited with my eyeshadow palette usage this year, so I've definitely found a lot of palettes that I was able to declutter, which if you want to see that video, then definitely check it out. I uploaded that one I think last week on my channel. And so through that process, I felt like I was able to really kind of take a better look at what I have in my collection and decide, is it worth me keeping or should I give it to someone else who would get more use out of it? So I really liked that I was able to do that, but I was kind of stuck to using the same palettes. And there were some that I thought I really would like and would keep, and I ended up getting rid of those. And there were some I thought, you know, I'm probably gonna get rid of this, and I didn't. So some of the favorites that I have had, of course, has to be number one, my Urban Decay Naked palette, the original one. This is just like an iconic palette. It's so beautiful, and I had not used it in years until my January challenge, and I really fell in love with this palette, and I remember why I loved it so much. This was like not my first eyeshadow palette, but it was one of the first kind of like really big ones. I remember I got this from my aunt for Christmas, and I was so excited to use it. So yeah, I really love this palette. I feel like I could never get rid of it ever, and of course I can't wait to use it again now that I'm kind of changing up how I'm going to be doing my next year's makeup challenge. The next palette that I had was one that I got at the very end of 2017, and then this one was my monthly palette for February, and this was the Cargo Emerald City palette. This one, I feel like nobody likes Cargo, but this is such a pretty palette. I mean, it's not even that special, but those green colors are so beautiful, and I use this palette today. I feel like it's just such nice quality, and I really love the colors in here. Again, those greens just really spoke to me, and that's what kind of sold me on this palette. But even all these other colors are so pretty, and I feel like I could get so many everyday kind of looks out of this. So even though I didn't get to use this palette very much, I was so excited to use it today, and the colors are just as soft and they blend easily, and they're just as beautiful as I remember. So that of course has to be one of my favorites. These next two palettes I got were from Melt Cosmetics, and I was trying to be better at not buying as many eyeshadow palettes this year. Now I did get a lot from like BoxyCharm and stuff, but I tried to not like actively buy too many palettes, but these were so unique and so beautiful, I really wanted to get them. So of course the first one was the Gemini palette. I got this for the like second round that they did, and I haven't gotten to use it a whole lot other from the first like few times I used it from whenever I was reviewing it, because I was doing those makeup challenges, so I didn't want to cheat too much. But the quality of these shadows are so beautiful. The mattes are so super pigmented and soft, so I really love the colors of this one, and I can't wait to use this more in next year, you know, whenever I'm able to do that more. So then the other one I got, now this one, the color story is so beautiful, and of course it is the Melt Cosmetics Smoke Sessions palette. I'm not really into the whole like packaging or marketing of it, but the colors are stunning, and I did a few videos on these doing dupes. So if you want this palette and you weren't able to get your hands on it, or you just don't want to spend the money for it, then definitely check out my dupe videos, because they are pretty good dupes, and you can actually get a whole palette dupe of this for about $8. And I have so many other palettes that I really love, but I feel like those were just some of the ones that really stuck out in my mind for what my favorite shadows would have to be, so of course I had to include those. And then the next palette favorite, this one is technically just an empty palette, but I love this so much. This is from Colored Rain, and it is their Giant palette. I really like the color of this. I love that it's pink, but another thing I love about this is I can fit so many eyeshadows in it. Let me open this up so you can see. I actually have 2 of these, and I have tons of shadows in them, so there's a few missing spots from whenever I was like looking for dupes and stuff, but I love that I can keep all my eyeshadows in a larger palette like this, so I don't have like, before I feel like I had like maybe 8 of those like little like 28 pan palettes and stuff, and those were so hard to like go through and find all my colors, because I had to open up like 12 palettes to see what I had. I think I paid around 30 something for each of the palettes, and I remember I got them when they were on discount for a little bit, but I really like those. I feel like it's so convenient to keep all my shadows as much as I can in like 2 palettes rather than like 12 palettes that I had before. So I really like that one. It's a little bit more expensive for just an empty palette, but for my sanity, it is so much easier for me to find my shadows. Now a lot of those I use mostly for like duping purposes and stuff, so it definitely wouldn't really be a palette you take with you or travel with anything, but for me it's been so good storage wise. The next two things I got are some products that I have had for not as long, but I had to include these because they're so beautiful, and these are the Stila Glitter and Glow and Shimmer and Glow. I got these from like TJ Maxx and Marshalls. I think I paid like $8 a piece for them, and they're usually like I think 24. These two colors are so beautiful. I have the color Freedom, which I've been using a lot. If you've seen any kind of minty eyeshadows that I've been wearing lately, probably been some combination of this and another eyeshadow, and then the other one is so beautiful. This one's called Siren. It's like this turquoisey blue purple pink shift. It's so stunning, and if you can find these at your TJ Maxx, your Marshalls, your Ross, wherever you can find these, definitely pick them up. They are so beautiful. And it goes a lot with my next favorite, which is of course been some Korean glitter eyeshadows. Now I really discovered Korean glitter eyeshadows this year and I went crazy and I bought so many. I have so many reviews on a lot of these, so if you definitely want to see more about what I think about them, then definitely check out some of my videos. These are not all of them, these are just a few that I have. Some of the ones in front, these are the Peri Peri Sugar Twinkle ones. I really love those. I have some from Holika. These are called the Magic Inside ones. These are so good as well. I really like this one from, I think it's from Apu. No, this one's from Our Town. It's called the Twinkle Eyeshiner. So beautiful. There's like a lot of random little one-off ones that I found that I really like. Another one I really love is the Etude House Mirror Holic. Some beautiful ones as well. They are so easy to use. They make it look like you've done so much more with your makeup with like literally a tiny bit of extra effort, and I love it because I will probably never use a loose glitter ever again. Those are just so messy. You have to have a glitter glue. They get all over the face. These are so perfect and so beautiful. You get that same effect as like a loose glitter without the mess, and they are just so pretty. You can find so many different colors, and even though a lot of Western brands make them, like the Stila ones, and you know, so many brands have them, I really like the Korean ones because number one, they're so inexpensive. Most of them I would say are usually around maybe like $4 to $10 for one, where these are like literally like regularly priced $24 for one. So I love the Korean ones because there are so many fun, beautiful colors that are really super sparkly. Some are better than others, but again, if you want to know which ones I recommend, then definitely check out my glitter videos. And then another favorite for eyes, this has been one of my favorite liquid liners for probably, yeah, the entire year. I think I discovered this about beginning of last December. This is from Missha and it's called the Natural Fix Brush Pen Liner. I love this eyeliner so much because it is a brush tip one and it is so beautiful. It has kind of one of those like calligraphy kind of tips, so I really love that because it's so perfect at making a super thin, perfect, crisp line, and these last me so long without drying out, which is so unheard of, especially for pen eyeliners. I feel like those are notorious for drying out super quickly. This one has lasted me for so long, and I really love this. I feel like it's probably around like $8 to $10 from Rose Shop whenever I buy them. Now I have been on this thing about not wearing eyeliner or liquid liner for about the last like maybe like 2.5 months. So you probably haven't even seen me wearing eyeliner at all, but this is definitely one of my favorites. I just feel like sometimes since I do have hooded lids, liner can really kind of like cut off some of the lid space that I have and make my eyes look smaller, so I've just been doing without it lately and just kind of experimenting with how I like to do my makeup. But this is one I have just really been loving the entire year, and it's just a really good one. And then the final product I have for eyes, this one kind of, I don't know if it goes with eyes or face, so I'm just gonna put it with eyes, but this is my brow pomade, probably closer to face maybe, but this is the BH Cosmetics Studio Brow Pomade in the color Blonde. I have been using this one for I feel like 2 years now, and it still looks like I'm never going to be done using this one, so that's been my go-to one. It's one I always use in my eyebrow products unless I'm trying something new, and I have tried a few new things here and there, but nothing has replaced this as my go-to. I like the pomades because they're thicker, and since I do have to kind of like draw in my eyebrows a little bit more, I find that this works so much better than any other products I've tried. So next, moving on to the category of lips. Now I have tried so many lip products this year. A lot of them have been like Korean lip tints and lip stains, and I do like a lot of them, but there's not really been any that I have been like using every day or ones that I feel like warrant my favorite type of products. Now I definitely like to review them and try them out, and Korean lip tints have some of the cutest packaging I've ever seen, which definitely kind of draws me into buying them. But when it comes to like my actual favorite lip products, I'm a little bit more closer to like just a traditional lipstick and a lip liner. So some of my favorites, number one has been my NYX Lip Liner in the color Natural. I love this one. It's my go-to one because it's the perfect color for my lips, and this is probably like, I don't know, $3 or something. So super inexpensive, my absolute favorite lip liner ever. And then the lipstick I've been using a lot this year, I feel like I started using this maybe around like the summertime, and since then it's just kind of been my go-to lipstick. Like if I don't really know what color I want to wear, this one just looks good on me. This is the MAC lipstick in the color Snob. It's a little bit more of like a cool toned kind of pink color, and even though the lip liner doesn't perfectly match it, these two colors, like they just look good together. So I love this lipstick, and I feel like MAC's definitely been raising their prices over the years, but I love this one and it's just a really good one. And then the one I've been using today, now these products came out probably a few years ago, but I actually found some at Big Lots for like, I don't know, maybe like $2 or $3 or so. And I love these. These are from Maybelline. They're called the color Jolts. I have probably like 3 or 4 different colors of these. This is the one I wear the most often. It's what I'm wearing today. This is called an Intense Lip Paint, and mine's in the color number 5, Stripped Down. I love this because it is like a melted lipstick type of formula. It's like a gloss. It's a little bit thicker, but it's not super shiny, but it's not matte. It doesn't dry down super bad. It almost kind of gives me like the satiny lipstick kind of feeling, but there's so much color to it, and I really love this. And especially since I got them for, you know, just a couple bucks a piece, I love these a lot. So I don't have a lot of lip favorites, but those have been like my go-to ones pretty much for like the last half of the year.